Hi everyone, and thank you for joining us. I really hope you enjoyed the film. We're here with an amazing panel, so we're hoping for some great discussions. I encourage you all to participate.
Femi, I have to say, for me, this is just a wonderful account.
It was fantastic. I think the soundtrack is amazing. It brings you a sort of live feeling you're there, you know?
I just love that kind of juxtaposition between the heart of darkness and something that, you know, is irrefutably real.
As I was watching the documentary, I was more kind of thinking about history more critically, and thinking about history as a verb. I was inclined to kind of reflect on my own positionality, because I feel like it touched a lot upon having access to this lived realm of what it means to be Black and in Britain today.
You use that account of the heart of darkness and you gave us the reality that made the heart of darkness look like, I don't know, a Sunday school trip.
I think what we wanted to do at the beginning of this, trying to make this film, was to basically really just make the point that, try and make a film that basically said that, you know, colonialism isn't history. As Alima just said, you know, history is a verb and colonialism is now. And what do we do about it?
To begin with reparations, we need to acknowledge that the thing hasn't finished. The colonialism is still going on. It's neo-colonial.
What does everybody in the world do about it? Because colonialism, unlike probably, you know, many other wrongs in history, colonialism has kind of created the world that we all live in.
France, as we see in the film, still controls the uranium outflow from Niger in order to kind of fuel its own domestic energy use, whilst only 10% of Nigerians have access to electricity, and it doesn't even tell the workers that uranium is radioactive or give them any protective equipment, so they end up with cancer.
How do we feel about the role that statues and monuments play in shaping the way in which we interpret the legacy of colonialism?
I would leave the statues there, but what I would do is I would make it a teachable moment. Where in the 21st century, you could put something there that people could scan on their phones and introduce them to the history of why that statue is there.
I was involved in Rhodes Must Fall both in 2015, as is mentioned in the film, and also in Rhodes Must Fall in 2020 when it kicked off again. And the main thing you could see from the media was that the first time round, they were talking about Rhodes as a benefactor and as a donor, and the conversation had to then be had where we're like, no, actually he's a colonialist who did this, that and the rest. And the goalpost of who Rhodes was, the actual history and how we understand him, was not just changed but rectified by virtue of these public debates which came as a result of us asking them to remove this statue.
I'm in favor of removing all of these edifices to replace them with appropriate things. History can be ensure that people understand where it's coming from. I don't think we need an edifice to do that.
It could be in a museum. Because you put it in the public square and you're making a statement about who you are. And it's not about the past, because the past has gone, all those people are dead. It's about the present and your values in relation to the present. So you're also saying something about who you are.
I am not into symbolic changes. I am not into them. To me, the changes have to be structural. So yeah, you can take the statue and put it in a museum, and it's fine if you replace it with something else. But then those two lots of information need to be there so people understand the context.